importance of agriculture cannot be overemphasized. Agriculture provides a whole lot for us, including food, fabrics, wool, leather, wood, all of these things we get from agriculture, paper included. And that is why the Abia Life and the Implementation Updates and Impacts is here again today to enlighten us more on the initiative and the gains of the project. My name is Chioma Nkwanta Ezengwa. Welcome to the program. I have with me in the studio Dr. Roland Onyizu. He is the coordinator of Abia Life ND. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome again.
Thank you. Good morning, Abians.
We also have Dr. Uwem. He is the National Officer in charge of Rural Institution, Gender and Youth Coordinator.
Good morning, the good people of Abia State.
You're welcome. And we also have Mrs. Vera Onyaka Onyilo. She is the Knowledge Management Coordinator of VCDP. Good morning, Ma.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good people of Abia State.
Thank you for being here. So yes, Dr. Roland was here last week on the first edition of the program, and we talked a whole lot about Abia Life ND implementation and all of the things concerning Abia Life ND. But while we were discussing, we talked about the incubator-incubatee method, which is the method that this particular initiative is using for their what's it called again? For their exactly for the activities. And whilst I was talking about it, we couldn't finish it. So we're starting with that today. The incubator-incubatee method of implementation. What is that about? Let's start from there.
Yeah. Like I said last week, I think the model is unique to us. I can't remember any development agent or agency that is implementing this model. It's all about agro-entrepreneurs who are doing well within their communities. We identify them, we look at their capacity, what they can do, we look at their track records, and they become our partners in progress. And once we engage them, we'll now engage our direct beneficiaries, who are the incubators or the trainees, who are the incubatees or the trainees within those communities.
Okay.
And after we must have profiled them, they must have passed through our processes, we will now attach them to these established agro-entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So they will now train them through what we call apprenticeship period, mentorship period, and finally will now, through the support of the project, empower each and every one of these direct beneficiaries.
And so far so good. This is working fine.
Yes, it has. We've had let's say above 70% success in it. We've had one or two challenges, but we are also dealing with it because, like I earlier said, we need to partner with some of these agro-entrepreneurs, and their expectations in some cases seem to be a little bit different from what the project expects from them. But however, so far so good.
Okay, that's fantastic. What are the achievements that the project, the initiative Abia Life ND has gained so far? The achievements of the whole exercise since inception?
Yeah, we've achieved a lot. Like I said in the last this year, we've already empowered more than 250 beneficiaries or incubatees who are now on their own practicing their agribusinesses. In fact, part of them have now transformed to incubators, which is a success story for us. Because for you to come in as an incubatee or a trainee, and you're now a trainer or you're now an incubator, means that we've had some level of successes and made a lot of progress. And we just 2 weeks ago finished orienting 900 more beneficiaries and about 150 partners or incubators or trainers. So we are making progress.
Okay, that's fantastic. We are making progress. This is Abia Life and the Implementation Updates and Impact. And let's inform you that we are live on our Facebook page at Flow 949 FM. So go to our Facebook page and catch the program online. Also, we have with us in the studio Dr. Uwem and Mrs. Vera Onyaka Onyilo from the Value Chain Development Program. I have introduced them before. Now we're going to our guest. What is the Value Chain Development Program? We need to start from there.
Okay. The Value Chain Development Program is a program that is funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, and it operates in 6 states, and we've scaled up to 9 states in Nigeria. So the project focuses on 2 commodities, rice and cassava.
Okay.
And 60% of beneficiaries from the project are women and youth. So LiveND is also being implemented by IFAD, and we came to Abia to see what LiveND is doing, because IFAD believes in knowledge sharing, and so that we can learn from LiveND and LiveND can as well learn from us. So the 2 projects are like sister projects, and together we are working together to ensure food security for our beneficiaries and Nigeria as a whole, and also to improve their livelihood and to have our beneficiaries have more incomes, sustainable incomes in their pockets.
Okay, so Abia LiveND has got her sister in the building.
Yes.
You're very much welcome.
Thank
we
you.
also hear that this is like a learning route that you have come to. What's the importance of this?
Yeah. The importance of the learning route is because we don't want our projects to work in silos, to work in isolation.
Okay.
You are doing something that is good. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. So it's better we bring them together to share knowledge in terms of implementation. So we look at the good practices from LiveND, and when we go back, we are going to replicate them. LiveND as well will look at the good practices in the Value Chain Development Program, and then also develop a plan to replicate them. So what that means is that we are bringing the projects together to share information, to share knowledge, and also look at the results and look at the impact, and then each project can now go back and replicate. Because IFAD does not want the projects to be working separately. We believe in collaborative efforts so that we can achieve the common goal. At that point, we'll have a larger impact and scale. Yeah.
Okay. Abia LiveND is involved in different aspects of agriculture, fish farming, cassava rearing, and all of that. But VCDP is focusing on cassava and rice. Why is that?
Yeah, at the time of the design of the Value Chain Development Project, the federal government of Nigeria was trying to reduce import substitution with regards to rice.
Okay.
So they came up with that project with the hope that it is going to reduce the imports of rice that we do. And so IFAD came in to support that initiative, and then we started working. And as of today, I can tell you that import substitution has actually reduced. Most people in Nigeria are eating local rice. So, and the VCDP has contributed a lot to this. So we have the rice produced both from the east, from the north, from the west, local rice, all coming in from the VCDP. And the most important thing is that they are, even though I say local rice, it's quality.
Quality local rice.
Yeah, it can compete with any rice in the world. You can take that to the bank from me, I'm telling you.
Fantastic. I mean, that is what we want for some people that are very used to local rice. So this is a welcome development. I mean, for those that are used to the foreign rice, this is a welcome development. Okay. Now that you're here, what have you seen? And do you like what you see from Abia LiveND?
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed with what we've seen from Abia LiveND. You see, the VCDP, why we actually came to Abia LiveND is because we started a nutrition intervention.
Okay.
We've been doing some others. We just started what we call the orange-fleshed potato nutrition intervention. Majorly is to give our beneficiaries, have those micronutrients that they need to be able to grow, especially for their children and all of that, and to reduce malnutrition.
Okay.
So since we initiated that intervention, we just started with the training. The farmers have gone to plant. But LiveND have started the intervention long ago, more than VCDP. So now when we came, we saw the derivatives, meaning the products that they've been able to produce from that. We've seen orange flesh potato juice. We've seen fried rice prepared, and it was substituted with orange flesh potatoes instead of carrots, and we've seen a lot. So going back now, we are coming up with a plan that we will replicate those things that we've seen in Live ND. So it's not just that we came for a jamboree, it's actually here for work. And we've seen things that we are going back, that we are going to replicate, working with them.
Okay, Dr. Owem, VCDP is domiciled in how many states, and why choose Abia?
VCDP, I do not work in VCDP.
Okay.
But you know, when you want to do technology transfer, you go to where you can have the best of the knowledge. Basically, what is happening is a technology transfer exchange. It may please you to know that the chicken we ate yesterday came from Life, Abia Life ND beneficiaries.
Okay.
And beyond that, it was smoked chicken.
Yeah.
And smoked chicken tastes so good that Vera is planning to take a consignment back to Abuja.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've placed another.
From orange flesh sweet potato was produced here in Abia. So you can imagine a combination of orange, the fruit juice,
and
the smoked chicken.
Yeah.
It was a delicacy that you don't need to ask anybody what it is. So we choose Abia Life ND because they have been at the forefront of so many things. It may please you to know that part of the job of Life ND is to group beneficiaries into what we call enterprise group and commodity apex development association.
Okay.
No lending institution will lend an individual farmer credits. Rather, group lending has become the best global practice that you can find. And so, with the magnanimity of the state government giving strong support to Abia Life ND, for which we see it reflected beyond the support in counterpart funding, which the SPC will always tell us. There's also support where reduction was done to allow more of the enterprise group to get registered in the states, so that you now have formal farmers who are operating in such a way that they can access credit and assistance from institutions which must see that they are a corporate citizen of the country.
Okay.
So we form them into cooperatives, and the cooperatives are doing well. And the cooperatives are doing a lot of things. They are managing their business along value chains. When we say enterprise group, if you have fish farmers, they are formed along fish farmers enterprise group. And it becomes easier to access credit, it becomes easier to access extension services, and they can do bulk purchases and reduce the unit cost for what they do. So that is what we call rural institution. And beyond that, Abia Life ND is also at the forefront to implement social inclusion. As I speak to you, in most of our activities in Abia, joint persons living with disability is being represented by their president. And we have up to 5% of our beneficiaries being people living with disability. And that is the mandate of the world body, that your project must be seen as being socially inclusive, because you have to do that. Again, Abia Life ND is at the forefront, bringing other states to also copy from them. So quite a lot to learn from Abia. And for instance, we always know that you cannot ignore a winning team.
No, you can't ignore a winning team. We are on the program Abia Life ND Implementation Updates and Impact, and we have Dr. Roland Onyizu, who is the coordinator of Abia Life ND. We also have Dr. Uwem, the national officer in charge of rural institution, gender, and also the youth coordinator. And we have Mrs. Vera Onyaka Onyilo, the knowledge management coordinator of VCDP. I want to ask, before we start to open the phone lines, but let me reel out the phone numbers: 0808 1826 949 or 0811 6052 949. If you have questions, contributions, now is the time to do so. You have experts in the building to answer all of your questions. You can also go to our Facebook page at Flow949FM and drop your comments below that post. Who can be a part of the value chain development program? Because we know that Life ND is concentrating on the youths and women-headed households. So who can be a part of the VCD program?
Yeah, thank you. The VCDP is also focusing on women and youth, and is implemented in 9 states. We have Benue, Anambra, Ebonyi, we have Ogun, we have...
Hello? Oh, we got disconnected.
Okay, so we have Anambra, Benue, Ebonyi, we have Taraba, we have Niger, we have Kogi, we have Nasarawa, and Yeah. So those are the states we are implementing in.
Okay.
And it's open to young people. It's open to there's actually no age restriction when it comes to the VCDP.
Oh, fantastic.
So, and we are helping. Why we call it a value chain project is because we add value to the rice and cassava. So we have the production, we have the processing, and we have the marketing. So the production is when they go to the farm to produce, and then they take the rice and cassava.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. We can hear you. What's your name?
Morning.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Yeah, Mabuna Michael, and I'm from Untega.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm one of the incubatees. I registered since a year and now. I was told my data is in Rome, that we'll get feedback. But up till now, I have not been called to commence the training. Along that, I'm confused. I don't know what is happening. Last week, you people said that up to 900 candidates are going in for training or are on training, on fresh training. I don't know, but I have not been contacted till now. So I want to know what is happening.
All right, keep listening. Okay, you can go on before Dr. Rolando answer that.
Mr. Bonda, thank you for this calling. It also shows that you are participating in what we are doing. Actually, our process, like I mentioned earlier, is for of engagement is that we advertise at the various communities that we work in, and in doing that we also engage an independent body that does the selection processes with the help of the community. And when your name is profiled, we'll now pick from that profiled list probably the first 10 or the first 5 as the case may be. So if you have been profiled, you must be in our waiting list, and hopefully probably in our next subsequent selection process or engagement process you'll actually be engaged.
Okay, Dr. Owem, you want to contribute to that?
Yes, we'll also advise that the caller should also make time to visit the Life ND office, where more clarification could be made. We have a situation where some people are brought on board and somewhere along the line they seem not to show interest. We know not everybody loves agriculture, but the caller seems to give us a positive feeling that he's interested. So beyond whatever he's doing, let him make out time, visit the Abia Life ND office. I can assure you that the person there will give him an update on what the situation is.
Okay.
Yes, our office is at ADP premises. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. The ADP premises here in Umahia.
Yeah, in Umahia, Long Mission Hill.
All right. Okay. So if you're listening, Ogbonna, you can go to the office of Abia Life ND and make a complaint. Of course, they are willing to accommodate you. So, Mrs. Vera, we were talking about VCDP.
Yeah.
And the cassava and rice varieties.
Yes, so the VCDP has no restriction. People can participate from the states that I've mentioned. It's just that we give focus to women and youth.
Okay.
You know, so 60% of our beneficiaries are women and youth. And now we, aside from helping them to, improve their yields, after production, we have markets. We have a ready market, a ready off-taker that takes the produce from them and then processes it, and then they have the finished product, which is now the bagged rice. So most of the rice you see in Nigeria are also coming from the VCDP states, and I can assure you of the quality, of very, very good quality. So we encourage a lot of people to come in because we train them, we build the capacity of our youths. So for the youths,
would you pay to be a part of this?
No, you don't have to. It's free. Okay. As long as you're in those states, it's free. You just go to the ADP building in those states, ADP offices in those states that I've mentioned, and you can get information on how to join the VCDP. So, or you can also go to the VCDP website, www.vcdpnigeria.org, and you get information on how you can join the VCDP as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being in our midst today and sharing with us some of the things that we need to know about VCDP. Dr. Rolando Yuzu, before we go, what are your plans for our guests?
Yes. the plan had already started.
Okay.
Yesterday we had an interactive section where we told them all we've been able to achieve. We also shared our challenges as a project, and they also shared theirs.
Okay.
And today, as we speak, most of the contingents are already at the field to look at to see for themselves what we've been doing within the communities, especially on nutrition mainstreaming. We've also had special, just like my colleague earlier explained, to ensure that nutrition mainstreaming is given the attention it should. Our nutrition mainstreaming program has a lot to do with ensuring that our beneficiaries get those micronutrients on their food table, so that they don't miss it out.
All right. Okay, Dr. Owem, the National Officer in charge of Rural Institution and Gender and Youth Coordinator. We implore you and Mrs. Vera Onyaka to please have a wonderful time in Abia State.
Thank you.
Abia hospitality is never in doubt.
Thank you so much. And the program will return same time next week, Thursday at 11:30 a.m. My name is Chioma Unkwanta Ezengwa.